Facilitator this morning has been a member of Toastmasters for over a decade. She has won numerous awards in Toastmasters. She has served in various clubs, and she's currently serving as a financial manager of District 130. Her favorite quote is, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Why Toastmasters? Why not Toastmasters? So, fellow Toastmasters, please let's make welcome our distinguished Toastmaster, Chidi Chukwudi Madu. Toastmaster Chidi, the virtual lesson is yours.
Thank you very kindly, Madam Moderator, Madam IPP, Madam Public Relations Manager for Division D, fellow Toastmasters and guests, jolly good morning. I hope we're all excited to be here. I hope we're thrilled to be here because I am. I say this is like a soft way to start a Saturday morning. And as rightly introduced, we will be discussing pathways and how to crush pathways. But our VP has said that this is how to slay your speeches and projects without losing your steez. I read that topic, and within me, I just smiled. I was like, yes, awesome. This is a way to prepare us, to empower us ahead of the 2025 year, right? But we don't have to wait on 2025 to start to implement what we're going to learn here today, because we can actually just start today. And the way this would run, I'm not going to be sharing any slides. This is going to be as interactive as possible. So please feel free to unmute. If you can put on your videos, I would love your videos to be on, because we're going to have a chat. We're going to interact. We're going to learn from each other. And that's the way I love to go about my training. We'll be using the whiteboard quite a lot today, because I'm going to be getting input from you to understand where each and every one of us are and what it is that is going to be of importance to us this morning. So by way of what we're going to be discussing, we will look at what pathways is. We'll look at the challenges that we face as Toastmaster members and possible solutions to those challenges. We'll look at practical ways for us to slay pathways project. We will consider tools that we can use to navigate pathways, tools that we can use to enhance our speeches, tools that we can use to make this journey a little easier for us, and how we can transform ourselves through pathways. Right? So, first question, what is pathways? You ask, somebody walks up to you and asks you, what is pathways? What will your response be? Because we hear pathways a lot, pathways. Well, how many of us actually understand what pathways is? If you're able to let me know what pathways is, please use the chat box or use the reaction button to indicate, and I will give you audience to let us know what pathways is. I have asked for our videos to come on. Everybody's video is still off. I understand it's a Saturday morning, but please, come on. Let's make this as lively as possible. We're here. We best get the best out of it. What is pathways? Anyone? Nobody? Toastmasters educational curriculum. Okay. Anyone else? Mohammed, that's all right. Thank you. Anybody else know what pathways is? Nobody else? All right. Okay, no problem. I will take us through what pathways is. Well, like Mohammed just said, is correct. It's a Toastmasters educational curriculum. But I would say pathways is a structured, that word structured is what I want to see when somebody asks you about pathways. Pathways is a structured Toastmasters educational program with 11 unique parts for developing communication, leadership, and soft skills, life soft skills. So pathways is structured. It's not something, oh, let's just jump in and just start it. No, there is a process to it, even before you begin, right? And some of the benefits that we gain from pathways is the fact that it helps us build skills. It helps us to master certain skills. There's a step-by-step guide to mastering certain skills. It helps us tailor our skills to certain goals that we have. Or you're a team leader, you want to develop the ability to resolve conflict, to manage people, to lead projects. These are skills that you want to grow. These are skills that you want to develop. Pathways will help you narrow it down to parts that will help you develop those skills. So it's tailored to your goal, whether personal goal, whether professional goal. It has to be something that is important to you, not important to somebody else. Also, Pathways is flexible. It's very flexible. So you can decide to start when you start, stop when you stop. You can decide to take your projects and go week after week, or do it every month or every 3 months. That flexibility is there. You can deal with pathways on the go, whether you're at work, whether you're home, you're on the road, wherever you are. Pathways is that flexible. So it's not one of those educational programs that they tell you, oh, you have 3 months to finish it. And once your 3 months time is up, that's it. Wherever you are, whether you've gone ahead, whether you've completed it or not, that's the end. It doesn't work that way. So it's flexible. Now, I want us to look at the 11 parts, because I've had people ask me a lot of questions about what part do I choose? What part do I choose? I usually advise people take the assessment. That assessment will help you choose a path that is tailored to your needs, what you want to develop. Well, some people would just not want to go through that stress of taking an assessment. They just want to go right ahead and choose a path. Now, if you want to do that, it's fine. As long as you know what it is that you want to do, what I'll do today is to just do like a breakdown of the 11 parts and what those parts are all about. That will definitely help with knowing, oh, what parts do I choose? So for example, dynamic leadership. Dynamic leadership is focused on conflict resolution, is focused on strategic thinking, all right? So if you're someone who wants to develop your conflict resolution or strategic thinking, then yes, dynamic leadership is that part for you to go. And if you are, for example, a manager, you're a project leader, and you want to be able to resolve workplace conflict or present findings, that you want to consider dynamic leadership. If you are maybe a coach or you work in HR or you're a team leader, you want to know more how to mentor others, how to build relationships, then you might find yourself wanting to tend towards the way of effective coaching, because that's what it's all about. If you are perhaps an entertainer, or you feel like, I know how to engage people, but I want to be able to infuse humor into it, then you can consider taking the engaging humor part, because what that will help you develop is how to infuse humor in storytelling. Innovative planning, for example, is for the project leaders, those who want to go about planning and execution. If you work in strategy, you're an event manager, an event coordinator, a team coordinator, or team leader. You just want to learn about how to execute projects, how to plan projects, how to coordinate projects, then innovative planning is the way for you to go. Leadership development, as its name entails, is about team leadership and execution. Motivational strategies is about inspiring and energizing others. So this is where you find maybe like sales, if you're a salesperson, if you're a consultant and you're used to selling ideas to people or passing information to others to make certain decisions, then yes, this would work for you. The same thing with persuasive influence. It's all about persuasion. It's all about negotiation. So if you're a salesperson, if you're a team leader, if you're someone who maybe like a project manager and a scrum master and you have to negotiate deals, then persuasive influence is the way to go. Presentation mastery is for everyone who just wants to develop a public speaking ability. And usually this is perhaps the first project that most people get when they come into Toastmasters, because this teaches you the basics of public speaking, presentation, grow those skills. Once you get those basics, the other projects. Strategic leadership is for those who want to build and maintain networks. If you're someone who is an entrepreneur, or you're a digital marketer or a network marketer, or someone who just wants to develop the ability to walk into a room and make connections, then that is a path that you would want to consider taking on. Team collaboration is all about collaborative work, team building. So if you're a team member or a team leader, or a team member who's aspiring to be a team leader who's aspiring to be better or to carry your team along, this is it. And the 11th, which is the visionary communication, is executives and a thought leader and entrepreneur who wants to be able to set certain vision goals, who wants to be able to set strategic goals and to communicate this to his people, then that's the path for you. So you see, these paths they're not random. They're not random. Toastmasters do not just wake up to say, oh yes, let us just go ahead and begin to just churn out paths. No, there were deep thoughts behind it before all these parts came on. All right. So people, I want to know, what part are you currently on? You see the whiteboard is on. Feel free to just go there and type. What part are you currently on? You can just use the first letter. Innovative planning, IP. Strategic leadership, dynamic leadership, DL. Feel free to just drop those. All right, and let us see. I want to see how diverse parts are. If you're on strategic relationship, you put SR. Okay, let's just see it going. Please just drop your chat on the whiteboard and let me see where we are. Awesome. Okay. I can see presentation mastery.
Just drop it here. No.
You can use the text. You can just, there's a text icon. You can use the text. We're all learning. This is AI, right? What presentation mastery? Dynamic leadership. What a number of people on presentation mastery.
Okay.
That's fantastic. Great, awesome. All right. So do not hate me this morning. I want us to use this because we need to be, this is a collaborative tool that we can also use. So if you're in a meeting and you're brainstorming, for example, this is a tool that you can use to brainstorm. That's why the whiteboard is there. You can import documents and everybody can just go on and type on it. And for those who are drawing diagrams, there's a text icon, the T icon. You can just click on it and you'll be able to type. Fantastic. Leadership development. Oh, so that's great. That's awesome. I'm seeing this. So thank you very much. So this is it. This is it. What I will do after the training is I will have a document that I'm going to share. I'm going to share with Madam VP, and she will share with everyone who has attended. It will have a breakdown of everything that I'm going to speak to this morning. You will have it all documented, and you can always go back to it to refresh your mind, or just scan through and share with members of your club and those who will not be able to make it today. All right. Now let's look at the challenges that we face. Very common one. In short, the most common one, speech ideas. How do I develop speech ideas? I'm stuck. I'm looking for, I don't know what to speak about. I have this topic. I don't have a topic. I have this project. What do I write about? What do I speak about? Number one thing for you that I would say is think about your personal experiences. And this is something that I learned very early from my mentor. He would say, every day that you wake up, there's always something that you can use for your speech. So what I've learned to do is when things happen, no matter how little they are, sometimes the problem we have is we're waiting for that big thing. No, it's the little things that add up to big things. So anytime something happens, or my kids say something that is like, okay, where is this coming from? I note it down. I have a document. I have a notepad. I used to use just the document on my system. I have a Word document that I use. It has all the speeches I've ever presented in Toastmasters and speech ideas that I am yet to generate. I have like a notepad I just carry along. It's more, I just note it down. It doesn't have to be anything big. I don't have to expand on it, just note it down. Oh, Kaito was being cheeky. Cheeky Kaito said, and that's it. What you realize, by the time you begin to do that, before you're even ready to present a speech, one day you might just have an epiphany. And what you realize is something in that note of yours is calling out to you. You're looking at it, you're thinking of your speech project, you're like, yes, I can talk about this. But if you have not been noting those things down, then you will struggle because you're blank. You don't have any idea. You've not noted down any ideas. A lot of people have started keeping journals. I would say, yes, if you have not started keeping a journal, start it. Your journal does not have to be anything elaborate. It could just be how you feel at the end of the day or at the start of the day. Just write it. After a week, you might just have a whole lot of feelings in there that you want to come speak about. And you use that as a message to other people. So think about your personal experiences. Or you walked out of your house, it was dry, and before you know it, it started raining and you had to run under, a safety net. That's a story right there. How did you run? Why did you run? How did the rain start? Why did you not go out with an umbrella? Was the sky dry? Like, that's a story right there that you can then sit down and expand on. Other ways you can think of speech ideas is to look at current events. What's going on? What's the in thing happening? What's the focus right now? Whether in Nigeria or outside of Nigeria, what are people tripped about? I think it was going back to the topic, slay, steez, the area 13 champion for the tall tale speech and the division second place winner. What was the topic? It was like something about steez. And you see, at that time, steez was something that was in vogue. When you hear steez, it meant different things to different people. So finding a way to tie that into a speech and just make it a huge story out of it and infusing other elements that can help enhance that was something that was intentionally done. And it shows that this person has the presence of mind and it is keyed into the current, it's keyed into what's happening. Oh, right now, there's a lot going on within the social media space. There's a lot going on with us. There's a lot going on with the world. You can pick on one of these. But I'll always say, do not be so focused on having a speech topic that you lose focus on your message. Your focus should be on what message do you want to pass. Write your speech around that message. Bring in your personal experiences or somebody else's personal experiences, right? My husband will let's say, information is important or experience is a teacher, but it doesn't have to be your own experience. You can learn from other people's experiences. So the stories you bring in can either be yours or it can be somebody else's story. But if you're going to use somebody else's story, please credit them. Mention that, oh, this happened to a friend of mine. I read this or I watched this on YouTube. I watched this on Instagram. Always credit the person. And when you bring it in, you have your message, you have the speech. Let the topic be the last thing you think about. Because if you're so focused on the topic, you will lose an opportunity to actually develop your message. And your topic being the last, when you're reading through your speech, maybe a part of it will just jump out at you and say, oh, I can just use this as my topic. Or what's the core message in here? Oh, I'm talking about kindness. This speech is all about kindness. I don't want to use kindness, but I could use something around be nice to each other. Or spread a little love or something related to that as a topic. Your topic can be something outrageous that when people hear, they'll wonder, what's person going to talk about? And then when they hear the speech, you're like, I see it now. Or you can decide to use a topic that is just going to be clear to everyone and say, this is the direction this speech is going. But don't focus on the topic, focus on your message. And once you get the message out there and the message is right, then your topic will just to come at you. Or that's where AI comes in. You can put your speech on ChatGPT, put your speech on Gemini, put your speech on Speechify and say, I have this speech. Can you suggest 3 topics for me based on the message in the speech? And you have suggestions and you pick the one that is best suited to it. Another way of coming up with speech ideas is to use your professional experiences. Toastmaster Liz right now is at work. She's got a lot of files in front of her. Could be a speech. When my mates are sleeping on the bed on a Saturday morning, I was at work. And this is what I've learned within the time I got to the office, from when I left my home and when I got to the office, or my encounter that morning at the office. That's a speech right there. That's a message right there. There could be a message there that all our journeys are not the same. So people might be sleeping on the Saturday morning whilst you are at the office or you are running around, getting yourself fit or something. There's a message right there. There's a speech right there. If she chooses to use this morning as a speech, she can develop speech and tie it to a project. Now, some people are like, if I just develop a speech without having a project, how do I tie it? I don't wait until I have a project to tie a speech to develop a speech. Develop that speech. Just keep developing. Don't wait until you want to speak. If I have time today, develop one speech, develop another. Just keep building on them. When you're ready to present, what you do is when you go to pathways and you open your parts, when you read the objectives of your speech, you can now look at your speech. Does this speech fit into this objective 100%? Yes, it does. Fantastic. Does it fit 100%? No, it doesn't. All right, now I need to tweak it to fit into this objective. What's your objective? Inspire your audience. Is this speech inspirational? No, I need to include something that would be inspirational to my audience. How do I inspire? If I've worded my speech as a story or as an informational speech, I can now tweak the language to make it inspirational. So instead of saying, so that is why you should wake up early on a Saturday morning and go jogging. I can change it to be, fellow Toastmasters and guests, this is the reason why I encourage you to wake up on a Saturday morning and go jogging. It's all about the semantics of the words. That's what changes a speech from informational to educational to inspirational to motivational. It's about how you say it and how you tweak those words. All right. I hope I'm not losing anyone. If I'm moving faster than you can follow, please let me know and I will take a chill step. But I appreciate that we have just 30 minutes for this and I'm trying to just cover what will be important to us in that 30 minutes. All right, so what other challenges do we have? It's time management. How do I balance? I have to work, I have to take care of family, I have a social life. How do I manage all these things and have time for pathways? 1, find yourself an accountability partner. Somebody who will check up on you every week and say, have you gone on pathways today? Someone who asks, when last did you develop a speech? When last did you work on yourself? Because pathways is not for anybody. It's for you. It's your personal goal. So anything you learn there, anything you practice there is something that will help you as an individual. Find yourself an accountability partner, right? Secondly, you need to time block. Time block, this is a lifesaver. It's worked for me, and I'm sure it's going to work for you. So tell yourself that every 20 minutes in every day, 30 minutes in every day, 1 hour every day, I will dedicate it to my personal development. In that 1 hour, 20 minutes, it's for pathways. 10 minutes is for pathways. What it means that maybe by 6 p.m. every day to 6:30 p.m. every day, 6 a.m. every day to 6:30 a.m. every day, whatever time works for you is dedicated to pathways. What it means is once that time comes, if you're doing anything else, those things, you drop them and you go on pathways. You go on basements, you read through the projects and develop whatever speech. I already started writing a speech. You just go ahead and close out writing that speech. Jot whatever ideas you have. Go through the program. Pathways projects are educational. There are videos, there are materials. Once you go on Basecamp, read through them. Take your time, watch the videos. Take your time, read through them, take notes. Imagine that is a class. Imagine that this is what is it's not secondary school, it's not university, it's that extra certification that you have paid for and you have to achieve. So take notes. And when you take notes, don't take notes for the sake of taking notes. Take notes that you're going to incorporate into when you're developing your speeches. Take notes that you're going to incorporate into your life when you're going about your businesses. You're remembering those things and you're applying them. When you do that time blocking, it gives you time every day that you can dedicate to pathways. And when you have that dedicated time, you find out that it becomes easier for you to now study the materials to develop your speeches. And it saves you time because it will no longer be fire brigade. VP will not have to be following up on you to say, are you ready to speak? You'll be the one following up to say, I want to speak on XYZ day. So please, time block. It will definitely help you. And also, find real life uses for pathways. Tie it to your work. Tie it to your social life. Tie it to your personal life. Tie it to everything that you do as a person. Oh, I'm in the office and my team is handling a project and perhaps I'm the one who's coordinating that project. That's a speech right there. There's a pathways project that is about project planning or coordinating a meeting or coordinating the project, or when you go, you will see them in there. That is something that you can use for your speech. So go about that like, yes, I need to get results so that when I go and I'm speaking about it, I am speaking about it as someone who has been intentional to achieve this. So once you find those real life reasons, it becomes easy. If you're someone who is big on giving back to the community, you are volunteering, you're doing a lot of give back to the community, you are in a project within the community, you can use that as a speech. You can use that to enhance your impact, right? So when you find those real life uses, you're able to tie your projects to them. Leading a team or leading in a volunteer organization. There's Toastmasters. If you're a club leader or an area leader, if you belong to a community reach out program, a community volunteer group, and you're leading projects there, or you're leading a team there, or maybe you're not even a titled leader, because I usually tell people leadership is not about, oh yes, I'm a team leader. You might not have that title of a team leader, but you are carrying out leadership roles. You're a leader. Even if you're just leading yourself or just one person beside you, you're a leader. Own it. Once you own it, you begin to act it. And when you begin to act it, it begins to show. And if there's someone out there who's looking for someone to step into certain roles, you'll be easy to identify. Why? Because you've been able to marry those two things together. All right? So these are the challenges that we have. And I've sort of given us the solutions to it, like reflect on your personal life, reflect on your activities, reflect on the things that happen to you or happen to people around you. You can use trending topics to connect with your audience. Use your workplace stories that are relatable. I mean, there are a lot of things that happen at the workplace that could be lessons for us. It could happen to you or someone in your workplace, and you come and you tell us, use it in a speech. Someone else might just pick a message from there on what to do and what not to do in a workplace. Okay? Dedicate specific time blocks for your pathways work, your educational work. Now, pathways is for you, right? Break your larger projects into smaller tasks. So, I want to speak. Break it down. What do I need to do? Number one, I need to think of what project I want to, I have the project. Number two, I need to think of what message. Number three, how do I get the ideas? I have the ideas. Number four, I need to develop the speech. Number five, I need to rehearse the speech. Number six, I need to talk to my mentor. Break it down that way so that you're not overwhelmed, right? Now, collaborate with your mentor, get yourself an accountability partner. Your accountability partner can be your mentor, it can be your peer. It can be your friend who is your club member or not your club member, maybe a member of another club, but get yourself an accountability partner who will always do that check-in to say, have you studied today? All right. Now, let us look at practical strategies for slaying. How do we slay? Number one, get started. How do you get started? You need to define your goals. What do you want to achieve? Once you achieve it, remember what I said about those 11 paths and who they are ideal for, you can now identify what path. That is, if you do not want to go through the pain of taking the pathways assessment. But you need to identify your goal. What's your why? Why are you here? Why are you in Toastmasters? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to gain out of Toastmasters? All right. Number two, begin to generate those ideas. Don't wait until you need to speak. Generate the ideas, write them down. Get yourself a notebook, get yourself a journal, use a text file on your phone or your laptop. Just keep jotting the ideas. Personal stories. Oh, I stumbled today. Write it down. Oh, I was late for my boss. Write it down. Your personal life, your professional life. Oh, I got promoted to team leader. Just note all those things down. Stay abreast of current events. Good, bad, ugly, there's always a message there to pass to people. Note all those things down, all right? Then you need to time block. Use, planners, calendar planners. You schedule tasks to do things. To do on this day, this is what I'm going to do for pathways. On this day, this is what I'm going to do. When you do those schedules, stick to them. Find yourself an accountability partner. All right. Once you do this, then you definitely are good to go. Identify your long-term goals and then begin to peel it off until you get to the present. And one question you can ask yourself, say, what skills do I want to achieve? What goal do I want to achieve? What skills do I need? I want to be a CEO. What skills do I need to step into the CEO shoes? You need to build yourself. You need to develop yourself. And you start from the basics and begin to add on the extras. Set a milestone that you want. I want to achieve this by XYZ date. Remember the thing about setting goals, it has to be smart, specific, measurable, right? It has to be accountable. It has to be time-bound. It has to be realistic. So set those milestones. By the end of 2025, I want to be able to present a keynote speech. By 2025, I want to be able to step into my role as a team leader. By 2025, I want to be able to speak to an audience of over 500 people. That's a goal. Then let's break it down. Okay? Now, let's look at some tools that we can use. And when you say, what tools can I use to generate an idea? Now, even Toastmasters has realized that AI, artificial intelligence, is here to support us, right? It's here to support us. And Toastmasters has embedded AI in the new pathways, in new base camp. I know Madam VP is going to plan for a base camp training after this, so that we can begin to explore all those new features that the new base camp has. But do you know that the new base camp has a speech generation tool? A speech generation tool. It provides you like a template and objective to craft your speech outline. You have that. We didn't have it for all the projects before. Now it's in there. You can literally say, it's icebreaker. You have like a step-by-step guide to help you generate your speech. It helps you brainstorm ideas when you're stuck on a topic, or I'm stuck. What do I now talk about? There are step-by-step guides of what can come in. The opening can be this way, the body can be this way. It has that tool right now. In the new base camp, You can visualize your goals and your milestones. So it has a progress tracker. And interestingly, every week I get like an update. I don't know, I'm sure it happens to everyone. If you go into your email, you will see a weekly update of your progress. I receive weekly updates of my progress. So if in a week I have not studied, I just get 0. Like, okay. And I'm seeing it like, okay, madam, you have not done anything today. You have not done anything this week. All right. So it's there, that progress tracker, and it's enhanced right now. So it tells you how well you are doing on your part. And then, of course, you can access it from wherever you are. Your evaluations right now is digital. So you can send your evaluation documents to your evaluator online. You don't need to start thinking, I need to download and send. As far as that person is a member of your club, the person can go in there and document your evaluation online and save it, and you will see it. Okay? And I mean, there'll be time to go through all the new Basecamp features after now. But let's look at the AI tools. Everybody knows ChatGPT. You can use ChatGPT to brainstorm ideas. You can use it to generate your speech outline. I do not subscribe to people being lazy to say, oh, I want to write this speech. Let me go and use ChatGPT. When I hear AI generated speeches, I know it rings in my brain. So I do a lot of work with AI. So once you're sounding AI-ish, I'm like, no, this speech is not, there's nothing personal about this speech, because it does not evoke any feeling. ChatGPT is AI, right? It does not have the ability to evoke feelings from humans. So when you go that route of being lazy and say, let me go and use AI to generate speeches, you lose that touch, that human touch. But you can use it to brainstorm ideas, right? For example, you can go to ChatGPT or Gemify and say, can you suggest 5 creative speech topics on building confidence in public speaking? Or you can share your speech document and say, can you suggest 5 creative topics based on my speech? Can you suggest 5 inspirational topics based on my speech? And it will pass through the speech and suggest topics to you. You can look at the topics and decide to say, okay, yes, I will use it as it has presented it, or I will tweak it so that it sounds better this way. I think, oh, this is a better sound, or this is a better way. But it has given you that idea. You can then take that idea and run with it, right? So you can use ChatGPT for that. You can use Gemini. You can use a lot of them. I'm going to just give you, and I said, I'll present you with a document that will have some of these stuffs in there. You can use Canva to create visuals. So if you're wanting to use visuals for your speech, you can use Canva. You can use PowerPoint. Some people are masters when it comes to PowerPoint. Some people perhaps are not so good with PowerPoint, but they're good with Canva. You can use that. You can even go on ChatGPT, latest one, to say, can you help me generate a hyper-realistic image depicting a family of 3 enjoying their time by the beachside. A hyper-realistic image of a young boy playing with his toys. You can even go into details. A hyper-realistic video of a brown-skinned 3-year-old boy playing with his motor car by the beachside. It will help generate an image of that. And when you look at that image, you can say, okay, yeah, this is fine, I can use it. Nah, this looks too AI-ish. I want to tweak it. Right? You can say, look, enhance this, surprise it. So AI will give you back whatever prompt you give it. The key is knowing what kind of prompts to give to the AI to develop those things. I'm going to try to just put some prompts together and make it as detailed as possible, and you can use it to generate some ideas for your speeches. Also, you can use AIs like Grammarly. Grammarly can help you polish your speech. You will look at all the grammar and where you have all the commas and the apostrophes, it will clean it up. So if there have been mistakes in there, it will just help you smoothen it out. It will help you ensure that there's a sync. So you can ask it, can you review my speech and let me know if there is a smooth flow from the opening to the body to the closing. If it senses a disconnect, it will prompt and say, okay, yes, there is a flow, but it can be better enhanced by doing this. So you can read it and go back to your speech and then update your speech to make sure that when you're then speaking, that flow is smooth. And people can readily tell that, yes, this is the opening, yes, this is body, but I did not feel a disconnect. All right, that's some of the things that you can use it. You can tell Grammarly to help you tweak your speech so that, and tell it, oh, it's for a professional audience. It's for a medical audience. It's for students. My audience are students. My audience are market women. It will help you and suggest what tone to use for your speech. So when you're presenting to your club, for example, and you know your club is, you'll have all young people in there, you can then tweak the tone of your speech to align to that. For example, if I'm going to go speak in Eagle Toastmasters Club, the kind of speech I will present in Eagle Toastmasters is different from the kind of speech I'm going to come present in LEARNTOR Toastmasters. I will not go to Eagle and go and be doing, hey, yeah, they're all Gen Zs in here, because there you see the papas and the mamas. So I'm going to use a tone that is going to relate to everybody. Both the ancient. When I say ancient, I mean people. I do not mean old people in the villages, but these are like, you have people who are way advanced in their careers, in age, and then you also have the youngsters in there. But when you come to LEARNTOR, it's LEARNTOR's culture. It's digital people. So I'm not going to come talk to the members of LEARNTOR as if I'm talking to market women. No. So this is about knowing your audience. So once you know that audience, then you can then use AI to tweak the tone of your speech to say, can you help me check? This is the tone I am trying to get to. Can you analyze my speech and confirm if the tone of the speech aligns to a conversational, engaging, and humorous tone? If it is not, it will tell you, and you can go back and tweak. So artificial intelligence is there to help us enhance what we already have, not to do all the work for us. We need to be able to distinguish that, okay? Once we're able to distinguish that, then definitely things become easier, and it makes life a little bit easier for us. So you're not thinking so much about, have I gotten it right or have I not gotten it right, right? You can use, there's this one, Otter AI, that you can use it for transcribing your speech. So it means that when you speak, it will translate your audio to text, and it will help you analyze your pace, if you have filler words in there, your speed, your pitch, it will analyze it and tell you. So you will know whether your pace is going the way you want, if it's in line with your expectation. If you have filler words, if you point out where you have filler words, you can then smooth it out. Definitely you would have like a transcript that you can read and see where you need to make modifications. And if you want to get feedback on your speech, you can use a tool called Speechello. I think Speechello. It can help. Now, Speechello is almost like the reverse of Otter AI, because this is, you give it a text speech and it will convert it to audio for you. So it will convert your speech to audio, it will read it back to you, and you can hear how your speech sounds. If it sounds how you want it to sound, then you're good to go. Otherwise, you can then begin to do those tweaks where you need to tweak them. And there are just a lot of AI tools that we can use. I will share this with you, definitely. Now, we've looked at the challenges and the solutions. We looked at some of the tools that we can use. Now, the question is, how do we transform? We need to know that Pathways is not just a Toastmasters program, right? I see Pathways as a transformational tool that we can use for our personal and professional growth. It can help you build confidence by regularly stepping out of your comfort zone. Stepping out of your comfort zone means you have to speak. For someone who's shy to address people, you have to step out of your comfort zone to get speech ideas, to put them together, to engage with your mentor or members of your club or your friends, to review your speeches. You have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to learn how to use AI if you have not been using it, to enhance your speech delivery. and then you have to actually go and present those speeches. It will help you develop your storytelling skills because you have to use your personal anecdotes. Yeah? You have to use things that have happened to you, happened to people around you, things that you've heard, things that you've read. You have to find a way to infuse them into a speech. You have to listen actively. When we're getting feedback, you have to listen. It means that even when you're thinking about ideas, as you're going about life, you're not just passing through it anymore. You're listening to everyone around you as they speak. You're paying attention to everything. You're catching things happening. Because why? You want to capture something that you want to be able to use for a story. The truth is, you have to be a tatafo. That's where I put it. Because now I'm a real life tatafo. I might not be involved in what's happening, but I'm aware of what's happening. Because I'm saying, okay, is there a story in here right now? Yes, there is. I'm going to note it down. So you find out that you're suddenly aware of what's going on around you. Things you might not have picked on before, you're suddenly picking on them. Not because you want to be nosy or anything, but because you want to have data that you will utilize later. And there's nothing wrong in being aware of your environment. The more aware you are, the safer you are, really. So it's important. So that takes you out of your comfort zone and begins to improve your interpersonal communication because you have to now talk to people. You have to get someone to listen to your speech. You have to talk to your mentor. You have to talk to your friend. You have to talk to your family member. All right? And it helps with your professional development also because now you have to learn how to speak to people in the office, how to be persuasive, how to be informational. You can now distinguish how to speak if you want to be persuasive, how to speak if you want to be inspirational, how to speak if you want to be informational, how to speak if you want to motivate or to coach. There's a different tone and the different word choice, even if you're saying the same sentence. There's a different way your voice have to be deflected and inflected and all the likes to achieve that goal. So once you're able to learn those things as you're delivering your speeches, you're able to apply them professionally. You're able to improve your team engagement, your team collaboration, your people management skills. You're able to apply these things because you learn this in pathways, but you take it to your personal life, you take it to your professional life, and you begin to apply them. The challenge that most of us have done in the past is we see Toastmasters as just Toastmasters. But we fail to realize that Toastmasters is just a learning ground for us. It's a learning zone. It's a learning community. You learn there. You implement what you've learned in Toastmasters, and you also take those things outside of Toastmasters and begin to apply them to your life. Personally, professionally, socially, spiritually, you apply it in every area of your life. That's why it's a transformational tool. That's why Pathways is transformational. Because it helps you develop the communication, the leadership, and all the other soft skills that is not captured within just the communication. So it's not just communication and leadership. It's everything. It transforms you as a person. Professionally, Pathways will help you to begin to demonstrate leadership by leading projects and delivering lessons learned. These are things that you do. And then it transforms you as a leader because now you're able to motivate teams. When you do motivational strategies, you do not have a choice. You will know how to motivate people, how to motivate teams. You'll be able to lead organizational change. When you do, those who are doing presentation mastery, those who are doing leadership development, it's preparing you to be a leader. And your leader is not come and become president in Toastmasters. No, it's go out in the world and lead. That's the message. Go out there. Come in here, learn, soak it all in. Go out there and unleash it. That is when you know that, yes, I am actually utilizing Pathways the way I should utilize it. All right? Okay, I'm going to take a break here and I'm going to allow for question and answer if there is any. But I want to encourage us to know that, look, those Pathways is not just about completing projects or just giving speeches. Pathways is about real life transformation. Pathways is about being a better person in all areas of your life. So whether your aim is to become a better communicator, a better leader, you want to be a storyteller, you want to be able to motivate, whatever your goal is, Pathways is your guide to achieving that goal. So if you're still wondering, oh, should I not? The time to start is now, right? So commit to your next Pathways project. Begin to think of ideas, generate those ideas, note them down, and start that journey to unlocking your potential, because nobody's going to do it for you. You have to do it yourself, right? So I'll stop here and allow for question and answer if there's any. Madam Moderator, I will give control to you back at this time. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Please, can we give those love emojis to DTM Chidi? Are we in this house? Can we just give her those love emojis? I'm not seeing them. Oh yeah, I want to keep seeing them. Thank you, DTM Chidi, for giving us this breakfast. I call this the Christmas breakfast. You've just given us package for Christmas and for preparing for 2025. Thank you so kindly for reminding us that pathways is part of our life. It's just something that we have to do with. And I can attest to that. I remember when I joined Toastmasters, I wasn't sure of what the pathway to choose. And I spoke with my mentor then. She asked a question. I'm just sharing this so that we understand where DTM Chidi is coming from. She asked what exactly I am doing. And then I just got a job. She asked what exactly I'll be doing. I told her I got a job as a customer relations officer. And it's my first time. I don't know anything about the job. We looked through it, and luckily she helped me. I chose innovative pathway. Today, I can tell you all, I think I shared this with my club members. I also shared it with the BD. This year in my office, I won the most innovative staff in my department. And that's because whenever I look at the projects that I do in Toastmasters, I bring them into the office. Today in my office, I am called the Minister for Happiness and Enjoyment. All thanks to Toastmasters. Every day we are bringing innovations into the workplace because of Toastmasters. So what is it that your pathway has done for you in your personal life, in your spiritual life, and at your workplace? Really, Toastmasters is the place to be. I call it my learning home. So thank you, DTM Chidi. Now we're going to go, like she has mentioned, we're going to go into the question and answer segment. I know we have those questions. If you have them, you can kindly raise your hand and I would call you out to ask our facilitator your question. So do we have anyone who would like to ask questions about what we have been taught this morning? I have a jotter loaded already. I have about 5 pages all written out from what I have learned this morning. Is there anyone who would like to? I'm not seeing those hands. While we're waiting for the hands to come up, I would like to read what we have here as messages. Wow, amazing trading session. Thank you, DTM Chidi. This is from Chidima, Toastmaster Chidima Eze. Taiwo has given you 5 hand claps, same as Larry. The training was insightful. Thank you so much, distinguished Master Chidi. That's for me, Homa. Sheriff stated this has been an insightful section. Thank you, DTM Chidi. Kelvin, thank you. This is very insightful. Oh, this Master Chidima, that's for me. Thank you. I accept the congratulations. Okay. Mohammed states, thank you. It is very insightful and an educative session. Awesome insights, distinguished Master Chidi. Thanks for sharing from your heart. Yes, I can feel that. That's from your heart. Toastmaster DTM Gimber states, I've seen DTM Chidi plug through multiple parts like hot knife slicing through butter. Oh, wow. Thank you immensely for this profound and insightful session. Thank you, and I recognize your presence, distinguished Toastmaster Gimba Abubakar, the Program Quality Director of Division D, Toastmaster Effiong Mpo. It was an awesome training, thank you, and thank God I didn't miss it. Indeed, thank God you didn't miss it. Okay, do we have questions? I'm just reading this out while we're waiting for the questions. We will appreciate her slides. Yes, she has promised to give us her slide. VPE will be sharing it out. We have your emails for all of you that have registered, so be assured that through your email, we will get that. I'll come back to the slides. We have a hand up, and of course, it's our very own Area 12 Evaluation King, Toastmaster Ruben Ozo. Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Good day from wherever we are in the world. Thank you immensely, DTM, for that amazing session. And as you can see from the feedback in the chat, it has helped us shape how we go about delivering our speeches and access pathways. I just have a simple question. Some say pathways is easier sequentially followed. That's going from each speech in a level, especially when you get to like level 3, when you have electives and you have maybe a mandatory speech. So are you flexible enough to start from wherever it feels like you start? Let's say in level 1, after giving your icebreaker, are you free to give your speech with purpose or vocal variety first, then come back? What do you advise? What's the best practice to help us navigate pathways? And for those who maybe have gotten stagnated in some way, like my next project as I entered level 5 is that I'm supposed to lead an organization for 6 months and get feedback from them and then share a speech about that. So am I to keep quiet for 5-6 months? How do we manage those kind of bottlenecks? Thank you so much, DTM.
Awesome. Thank you to everyone for that question. And that's a very thought-provoking question. And I mean, yes, the Toastmasters pathway is sequential, but even Toastmasters International has said that we have that flexibility to take on any project and deliver any project in whatever sequence that we want. The caveat is that you cannot, so if you do your icebreaker and you leave your level 1 and go and complete level 2, you cannot submit level 2 until you have completed and submitted level 1. That's the only catch. So feel free to jump at your project however you like. The truth is there are certain projects that you look at. Maybe you've done your icebreaker. I would always recommend always start with your icebreaker because that's what sets the tone. When you do present a speech with purpose, you can find out that when you go to your elective, for example, you will find a complementary speech project that you feel like, oh, I can just do this because it builds on this. There's nothing stopping you from going from that level 1 to present a level 3 speech, provided you are ready for it and you're not going to make a joke out of it. The reason why it is sequential is it builds on skills that we have learned. So from icebreaker, just introduce yourself, you get feedback, you go to presenting a speech with purpose. It helps you with that speech writing and speech development, to your vocal variety and body language. It's just those little bit of incrementals. But for those who can handle it, you can go from level 1 to even level 4, go back to level 1, go to level 3, go back to level 2. Just make sure that you keep track of the projects that you have done so that you don't lose sight of it and you know at what point you have completed what project, right? Also, I hope that answers the first question. The second one, trust me, you will always get to that point, always, where you feel like, okay, now there's a period of time that needs to pass and you need to complete certain projects, certain activities before you can then deliver the speech. What I'll tell you is start another path. Don't wait on that one. So while you are building on what you need to complete that part, that project, start a fresh path or deliver other speeches within that path. So you're already at level 5. It means that you've completed all from level 1 to level 4. There is no new speech. So the new part, Or if you want to do like what I usually do, and I think that is me, I would not encourage anybody else to do it if you don't have that bandwidth. But you know how you're told that, oh yes, 1 compulsory and maybe level 2 will tell you 2 optional. I do more than 2 optional. So if I get to level 5 and I have to do lesson learned, or I have to lead an organization, then come back and give feedback, I just continue with my level 3 or level 4. So I found out that I end up delivering maybe like 5 electives from each of those levels, not compulsory, but it helps me because those are skills that I'm also building. So when I go to a new part and I realize that, oh, I've done all this in this previous part. Oh, I want to do it again because now I probably have done it for innovative planning, but now it's effective coaching. So it's a different dynamics. Let me see how I can now build around this particular part. Note that whatever I'm doing here has to be in line with coaching, no longer planning. So that is something that you can do, or just go and start a new part. Start from level 1. So you find out that you're running 2-3 parts at the same time, but they're all building towards a purpose. At the end of the day, by the time you complete whatever project you're on, whatever part you're on now, there will be no gap before you start a new part because it's already on a new part. So once that one is closed out, you continue from where you stop from this one and you keep going. And that definitely will help. Right. Thank you. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much, DTM. It does. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Ruben, and thank you, DTM Chidi, for enlightening us more on that. I think we have Toastmaster Chidima has a hand up. Madam VPE, I think it's a VPE thing today. The VP is just got to be more excited. Madam VPE, please go on.
Oh yeah, my fellow colleague in this VPE business. Thank you so much, DCM Chidi. I don't even know, like you've packed so much value. I don't know about any VP that their club members are not here, but they have missed a lot. So thank you so much for guiding us on how we can crush pathways and maintain our steez. So I would like to ask, so when we join Toastmasters, we have some people have that fire that I want to finish my pathways in 6 months, in 7 months, in 1 year, and along the line, life happens. So how would you say people can keep that motivation, keep that fire, keep that drive to want to keep giving speeches, to want to keep completing projects so that they don't fall by the wayside, and and they don't just lose all that team that they join Toastmasters. They might have, oh yes, I want to improve my confidence, I want to improve my communication skills, but as they start the journey, level 1, level 2, they begin to drag. So what would you say are some tips to just help club members maintain that motivation so that they can actually finish their pathways journey? Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Chidima, for that question. And true, life does happen to us. When we least expect it, it just happens. Your fire is not like, yeah, you have so much fire here. And 2-3 months down the line, your fire is burning out. What I would suggest, what I would recommend is for us to stop treating Toastmasters and our life outside of Toastmasters as 2 different things. Once you realize that Toastmasters is a stepping stone to achieving your goal outside of Toastmasters, then that fire will definitely be there. So just like Toastmaster Liz shared, customer experience officer, first time to the job, joined Toastmasters. What she has done is she has taken the learnings from Toastmasters and she's applied it to her work life and her personal life. And that she's shining. There's nobody that's going to tell Toastmaster Liz now to say, oh, stop presenting speeches or stop pathways. She will not listen to you. Why? Because she's reaping the results of that outside of Toastmasters. So we need to find a way to marry those lives, personal, professional, Toastmasters, marry them together and see pathways at that stepping stone. Once you're able to begin to apply the things you learn from your speech completions to your life outside of Toastmasters, you begin to reap the result. You will see the results. Even before you see it, other people will see it, they will acknowledge it. And they would definitely like, wow, okay, so what's going on here? When did you learn to speak like this? When did you learn to coordinate this way? Oh, we need somebody to come coordinate this. Go and call Kevin. Oh, we need someone to lead the team on this. Go and call Ifiok. You understand? People begin to then come to you for certain things. And even within Toastmasters, you find out that when there are projects to be led, when there are activities to be done, people are coming to you and they're calling you to say, can you come be on this committee? Can you come be on this? So let's just bridge that gap. Build what's it called? Put a plank if you have to. Let me put it that way. Point A, point B, just build a bridge there. Make sure that from Toastmasters, you're pulling out and you're applying to your life outside. That will definitely keep the fire burning. Because you know that any day you stop, something is going to suffer for it. Either in your workplace, or in your social life, or in your personal life, wherever you're applying it, that gap will be felt. And the fire will definitely still be burning. Another thing is, like I said, find yourself an accountability partner. So that if for 1 month you feel like, oh, this person has not presented a speech, that person is coming to you. The person is not coming to you as your mentor, because sometimes you feel overwhelmed when we're talking to our mentors or deal with our mentors. You feel like, this mentor, calm down now. Is it not me? But if the person is someone you see as your peer or your friend, or like, wait, what's up? You've not presented any speech this month, though. What's going on? Are you all right? It's like somebody to just be there as your body, your partner, to check up on you. You're checking up on that person. That way, you're rubbing off each other. There's this thing about when you put two metals together, there's always a spark. There's a spark. So even when one metal is feeling so worn out and degraded, and the other one is firing, once it rubs off against it, you find that this one catches its spark. That way, we're supporting each other and we're identifying the importance and how we can apply what we learn within Toastmasters and our pathways to our life outside of Toastmasters. That's it. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much. And I guess VPs can also take a lead from here to how to encourage their members to keep giving speeches. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, DTM Chidi. It's indeed a good one to have that accountability partner. I agree with that. And equally have the Toastmaster buddy. I know in LEARNTOR, the Toastmaster buddy has been helping us. Your buddy would always check up on you, because sometimes it can be scary. Once you just see that message from your mentor, you'll be like, oh, it's all about speech. Even when the mentor is calling to say, hello, you're thinking, he or she is talking about speech. So it's important. I just add to what DTM Chidi said. I usually tell people, Toastmasters is an international club. Please don't be a local champion. Visit other clubs. Sometimes when you just visit other clubs, you get that motivation you need. Because when you keep staying in your own club and you're seeing your people, you get familiar to them, you're not really motivated. But go to other clubs, and then, like, I'll give an example. I went to Pector's club recently, and there they had a speech marathon. About 4 new members gave their icebreaker speeches. It was such a motivation. I had to take it to my mentees and say, look at people are giving speeches. What are you doing? So just visit other clubs, play roles. It is also a means of motivation. When you don't play roles, the way we use our phones and computer, that they say if you don't practice, you get dusted. So practice, just play even if it's listening evaluator, play that role. It will motivate you. I can attest to that. So please, let's just keep doing that. Thank you. I saw Toastmaster Sherry's hand up. Toastmaster Sherry, if your hand was up.
Yes. I was going to ask it, but then yes, I was going to ask a question, but then TM Chidima had touched on it.
Okay.
And my other question, which I would have loved to ask, were answered by the TM Chidi while she was giving her speech on how to be a better and effective Toastmaster. So I guess I will just use this medium to appreciate the TM Chidi for the well insightful session. Thank you so much. I mean, I really love the part where you talked about the fact that we need to have an accountability partner. We need to have someone who will, I mean, our mentors are doing a great job, but then I think it also helps you to also have that accountability partner too, who would also check in once in a while to know if you're actually doing what you intend to do, if you are meeting your objectives, and also evaluating you alongside too. So I think that's very important. And I also love the parts where you also mentioned that we could also make use of the AI tools to support us, and not to help us in writing our tools, but enhancing what we have written down ourselves, enhancing what could have been our own personal experience, or what could be someone else's experience. And yeah, giving credits to that person if it's not your experience. So for me, I think it's this session was a full packed session with a whole lot of information, which I will take back, and I'm going back to drawing board. I'm going back to try to get myself motivated to write speeches. I mean, I also admire the part where you talked about the fact that, oh, I mean, you could just talk about your day. Think about what could have happened in your day. Think about what could have happened at work. I mean, work for me in particular, because I do my morning, afternoon, evening as work. So yeah, there's a whole lot of experience that one could draw out from just the workspace, and which could feed into our speeches. So all in all, thank you so much for this training. Thank you for opening my mind and making me see areas where I can actually come up with speech ideas as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheriff. Thank you very kindly.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheriff. and Chidi, I have a question. Recently, I got an information that one could actually use, apart from, because sometimes we find it difficult wanting to deliver speeches, especially when we get to level 3 to 5. But I got to find out that, which I want to confirm from you, that we can use as Toastmasters, we can use things like this. I'm giving an example, just moderating this now. I could use this as my pathway. I could use organizing events at the club as a project, and then that could be, which I would have somebody to evaluate and account for it, and then put it as my pathway. So I would like to confirm from you, is this also part of what we are supposed to do to help us, so it make it easier for us? We don't think it's all about speeches, but we can do projects.
Absolutely. You're very correct, Toastmaster Liz. Right? If you have a path that has to be facilitating a session or moderating a session, this meeting that you're moderating can be a means of completing that part, that project. All you need to do, just inform someone ahead to evaluate your performance. So that person gives you an evaluation after the session. And you're allowed to use any event or any project within Toastmasters apart from speech contests. So if you coordinate a speech contest, you cannot use that for a speech project, because that is that's not your project. You didn't think about it. It's Toastmasters. It's part of the Toastmasters curriculum. But if your club, for example, like the Independence Day event, that could have been a speech project if you had a speech path, that project that has to do with maybe leading a project or completing a project, or if you even have the Q&A session, like the Q&A or the interview session, this can fit into that particular project. So yes, you're allowed to use any event outside of your regular club meeting, outside of speech contest, to fulfill your pathways objectives. Just identify what objective that is and which of these activities fit into that. So if you have been assigned to lead a particular team, to coordinate an event, to facilitate a session, moderate a session, by all means, you can fit in and you can use it.
Yeah, Thank you so kindly for confirming that. Fellow Toastmasters, you've heard it. So don't be scared about speeches. You can, if someone is asking, what about concepts itself? Can it be used for?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can actually use your content as long as the speech meets the objective of that project. You can use your contest speech to fulfill a project. You can.
Okay.
You're allowed to.
We've heard it. Life in Toastmasters is easy. I guess it's because we've not been given this breakfast. Now you have been given the breakfast. What are you going to do with it? You've not been served breakfast, but you have been given breakfast. So what are you going to do with it? Distinguished Toastmaster Chidi, it's been wonderful listening to you this morning. It's been fulfilling. Our buckets of knowledge has been filled up, and we're going to treasure it forever. Thank you so much for taking out this time to be with us, to share this with us about pathways. Thank you. And I know we're looking forward to your third distinguished Toastmastership, right?
I'm on sabbatical.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I believe we don't have any other question or any other comment. Thank you, Toastmaster Chidi, for doing this with us. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining this morning to learn from distinguished Toastmaster Chidi. I would once again like to recognize the presence of our PQD, Division D PQD. Thank you for being here with us this morning. And for every other Toastmaster who has come from every club across Nigeria, I guess. We have different people here. I can see people from PH. Thank you for joining us this morning for this pathway, how to seize and how to maintain your steez on pathway. It's been an honor serving this morning as the moderator for this. RVPE, thank you for giving me this opportunity to do this. Thank you, everyone, for joining. My job here this morning is done, but this is not over because our president would be giving his closing remark. I wish you all a splendid season, pathway Christmas, and a wonderful new year ahead. I just got a gift this morning, actually. So please go out there. I got a gift from a colleague. So please go out there, spread the love, enjoy your holiday. Mr. President, it's over to you. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you so much, DTM Chidi, for a really great outpouring of knowledge. Indeed, we are full, as TM Lee just said. And thank you to TM Lee for serving as the moderator at today's session. On behalf of everyone here at LEARNTOR Toastmasters, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's attended this session. And I equally acknowledge the presence of DTM Gimba, the divisional PQD. Do have a lovely Saturday, and I wish you all a happy holiday together with your loved ones. Bye for now. All right, that's great. I love the fact that someone has a great takeaway.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. DTM Chidi and Toastmaster Chidima, please, can you both wait behind, please? Just a few seconds.
Do you have any guests in the building?
Oh, yeah.
Are there any guests, non-Toastmasters?
Oh, sorry.
Hello, Toastmaster Chidima.
Hi.
Yeah. I'm so happy I joined in. It was really insightful, honestly. Yeah, it was. So will we have a replay of this?
This is actually being live streamed, so I
Yeah.
believe we
Okay.
can check it on our YouTube page, LEARNTOR.
That's nice. That's nice. Thank you. Yeah.
You're
All right.
welcome.
Bye. Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.
Thank you
Okay,
for
bye.
joining.
Bye. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Toastmaster Salamat, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, DTM Chidi, for sharing this wonderful insight. Thank you, everyone. I'll leave now. Bye.
All right.
Thank you
Have a
for
great day. Thank
joining.
you. Mr. Muhammad, thank you. Toastmaster Sherry, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
I have a guest by my side. He joined, but
Oh,
he
you have
didn't.
a
Yes.
oh, let's
So,
meet your
yeah,
guest.
I'll let him introduce himself.
Okay.
Hello, good morning,
Hi,
Toastmasters.
good
Morning.
morning. Good
Thank you. My name
morning.
is Willow. I'm a colleague of Sheriff, and I enjoyed the session, right? I enjoyed the session. I'm looking forward to joining you for
Please come and
subsequent
join
events
us. The
too.
gates are
I mean,
wide
joining,
open.
um, thank you. I believe I will learn a lot from you, especially as regards to presentation and public speaking. Yeah. So looking forward to joining you.
Yeah, we're looking forward to having you too. To be really, you're going to learn a lot. I can attest to
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
it that way. This masters is that place where you just practice it. So we're looking forward to having you. Thank
Okay,
you.
it seems there was a lag at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
there's still
so
a
too.
lag.
Toastmaster Sherry, are you a host? Chidima, are you a host? Chidima, you're a host. Can we
Yes,
stop
I
the
am.
live, please? Can we stop the live streaming?
Let me see if I know how to do that here.
Okay, just go to where the YouTube is and then stop the live.
Okay. I think I have stopped it. Is this still showing?
Yeah. If we cannot link, I just want to show you on DTM Chidi my pathway. I don't know why it's not submitting. So I just wanted to show two of you.